is a better rock and roll character, and of course I would want to hang out with him more than I would Entwistle.
But I hear Entwistle's huge.
I'm just saying, take a band that you don't know. They're not really famous or anything like that. Then pick just by the instrument that they're playing. You would really do drummer?
Bourgeoisie would rather be with Kim Deal than Black Francis.
Point.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah.
So you're banging a drummer before a bass player, huh?
That stupid Tom Hanks movie. The character's name was like what was it? It was like TBP, because he was the bass player. He didn't even have a name. Like bass
Yeah,
players
the Kids in the Hall had this whole thing about how the bass player, the rest of the band won't hang out with the bass player after. But we'll think of some famous bass players.
Any famous bass player that you know also sang. I don't think that they're famous bass players just for being bass players.
Well, I mean, just like Thelonious Monk. I mean, you go jazz, you know.
We were talking about music, though.
Yeah. Les Claypool, but he sings.
Yeah, you know what?
He's a singer.
Yeah.
The first three I thought about were Sting, Paul McCartney, and Jack Bruce from Cream, and they all sang.
Exactly, singers. All singers. You're not going to find just a bass player on his own that's like the dude that you pay attention to. Outside of the guy who's in Mr. Big. That's the only thing that you'll know, because if you had to name a member of Mr.
What
Big...
about Ned's Atomic Dustbin? They had two bass players.
I didn't even remember that was a band until you just said that.
Totally. They had two bass players, dude.
Oh, great.
So you couldn't, you know.
I know, those guys were constantly competing for the lack of being with chicks. Which one of the chicks are you not going to be with tonight? No, I'm not going to be with that one. I'm not going to be with this one. Oh, dude. You beat me.
What about Tony Bono?
Oh, man, come on. God rest your precious soul.
He's not dead.
For real?
Not that I know of.
I am 99% sure that Tony Bono's passed away.
No.
Tony Bono passed away like 5 years ago, dude.
Did he really?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so bummed out by that.
You know what? Our outro today, we'll play that song.
You know what? Before we even do the outro, did you ever hear the last album they did?
No.
All right, we're talking about a band called Into Another.
Into Another, yeah. Tony Bono passed away like I said, like 5 years ago, dude.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So who are you doing, Gene Simmons or John Bonham?
Hold on, he's trying to. This is the most dramatic show moment that we've had since I thought a friend of ours was calling in to do a shout out, and then I found out that he was dead on our old show, The Brown Lodge. Tony Bono was a bass player of a band called Into Another, who actually moved to Staten Island and became friends with a lot of us. And Tony passed away. I'm not even like 90% sure. I'm 100% sure Tony's dead.
Didn't even know that happened.
He challenged me to a drinking competition the last time I hung out with him, and he was dead like a month and a half later.
Because of that?
I couldn't possibly win. I'm ducking out.
Yeah, so this is the last album they did. It was unreleased.
No.
When I read it, I said, alright, there's no way, this isn't them.
By the way, Bourgeoisie is so pissed off that you claim Thelonious Monk was a bass player.
He's not. He's piano and bass.
Not according to Bourgeoisie. I told you, I only pay attention to music.
Then I heard this, and I said, it is Into Another.
After all I've done.
Next song. A little of this.
See, you wouldn't even have to have said next song. I wouldn't have known.
It's very Nine Inch Nails-esque.
But
the album Seamless was very
I didn't like it.
It was very there's great songs on it.
Ignore Us was my favorite thing ever, and that's going to be our outro music today.
There's great songs on Seamless, though, I think.
I've got to be honest, I'm not a big fan. I think you still have my copy of Seamless, or I have your copy of Seamless, maybe.
I had my friend Brett's copy, and I gave it back to him recently.
Oh, good. I'm glad he has it. I was afraid he misplaced it. As long as I know he has it now. Everything's good. By the way, our friend Ustreamer 13185 wanted to let us know that there is a bass player in the Four Seasons from the film Jersey Boys.
Good film.
Oh, yeah. By film, I think.
The Doors had no bass player.
Yeah, they did. His name was Ray Manzarek. Ray Manzarek actually did play bass.
Well,
on
he
a
played
couple
he played
I'm pretty sure he actually
played the bass with his feet on the pedal on the
I'm
keyboard.
pretty sure he actually played a bass guitar on some of the records.
They had a
as well.
bass guitar player, but I don't think it was Ray Manzarek.
Can I? I think it was John Entwistle that actually played bass for Ray Manzarek. Tremendous, Boris the Spider.
All right, so we learned something.
Did we?
And I think Thelonious Monk plays bass. I think Chris is wrong. You got to look that up.
You know what, man? He's been on point on everything else today. He could tell me a lie. He could tell me I'm not like anything at this point, and I'd buy into it. He's been on point. If not for him today, I'd be flailing around treading water in the middle of an ocean. So what's up?
Chilling.
I'm checking out. I was checking out to confirm the Thelonious Monk thing, but I'm actually looking to confirm your Tony Bono story.
Yeah, no, I'll confirm Tony Bono. Or I can confirm Thelonious Monk. Fred, you're up.
Did you finish Christmas shopping? Because I was thinking about getting my wife a taser for Christmas.
What?
That's the new thing that's coming out. You could get them in electric pink and metallic blue, and they come for ladies, handbags, and they give the same 50,000 volt jolt like a regular police taser. It's the new thing for Christmas. Get it, you girls. It's better than a gun.
I couldn't even imagine. Tasers, like because the whole point with the taser is like there's like a whole like the little gun that you got to shoot out with it. It's.
What do you mean that hooks onto the skin like the? This
Yeah,
one
like a
shoots
little-
a wire that hooks
a
onto
little
the
wired
skin.
thing in there. I wouldn't want anything to do with that. Like, what's the reasonability of you actually doing something with that?
Well, if I used that once, I would feel too disgusted because it was in somebody else's skin. You'd have to get another one. You have to replace it real soon.
You're not going to be shooting yourself with it, so I don't think you need to be grossed out by it. I think the person who's going to be the victim of the taser shot is someone that you're not worried about infecting with the disease of the last person
No,
that you shot.
I'm not
with.
worried about that. I'm worried about keeping the taser after I shot somebody. I don't want to keep that taser that I shot a stranger with and has his blood or her blood on it. Yeah, I'm not keeping that. That's gross. I thought I like the tasers just that have the metal, two metal prongs that you just stick into somebody.
Yeah, but how does the voltage go through that? There has to be the wire there.
Well, then there's some tasers that have just a stream
like a
of electricity,
cartridge?
and you just put it onto their skin.
That's not a taser. That's a stun gun, bro.
Oh, they're different. That's different.
Totally different thing.
Really?
Totally different thing. By the way, Into Another is a song by Skid Row off of their fourth album, Subhuman Race. I can't seem to find anything about Into Another, the band. Yeah,
Well,
according to the-
I found a web tribute website to him.
by the way, Nick Massey was the bass player of the Four Seasons. He is also dead. Another dead bass player.
Poor guy.
Sure, probably made some money.
That's what happens when you started your career 100 years ago.
They were a big Great Depression band. But Tony has still passed away, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe you didn't know he was gone.
Yeah, there's an Into Another MySpace page, which I was under the impression he ran,
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
but I think it's his brother that runs it, who had nothing to do with the band. But
When did their techno album come out? After he
then
passed away? Or?
it seems to be heavily populated by a guy from that. You remember the band Whiplash that he was in, the old metal
Vaguely,
band, the guy from that
vaguely.
band, and say again about what you asked me.
I don't remember.
When did they put that last album out?
Oh, did that last album come out?
I think it was after.
See, you know what?
Because he was already... He had
Screw
already
you,
died.
Richie Underdog. Don't go doing another... Dude, start a new band. Your friend's dead that you started a band with. You don't keep doing your band and like say, like, oh, well, now that our dead friend's gone, now I'm going to do, electronica. It's like Perry...
How did he die?
I like Porno for Pyros.
What?
How did he die? That guy.
I'm sure it was something that we probably... I'm sure it's something drug-related and...
Was he young? He was young. 30s,
he was
40s.
early 30s.
That sucks.
Actually, it might have even been late 20s. It's probably early 30s.
No. We were late 20s already, and he was older than us.
Not much.
And if one of your friends in your band died, you wouldn't keep the band going? You would keep the band going.
Oh, wait, I forgot.
Exactly.
I'm talking to Fred right now.
But you would keep it going if some...
Okay.
Well, if the lead singer... If the lead singer's tough.
Let's take a step back. Hold on. Let me shift my seat so I can address you as we go to the psychiatrist portion of the show after the word association. There's nothing freaked out in your head about the fact of trying to restart a band. So you're kind of a disconnected, weird, dude when
Oh,
it comes
totally.
to dealing